Good evening, ladies and gents, race fans. Hope you're all ready for a good night's racing. We're just waiting for my fellow co-commentator, Mr. Ravanti, to come join me. Guys are doing a little bit of practice. First race is going to get underway at 8 p.m. As you can see, the BMW M3 Evolution 1987, 1989 model. Sorry, with sports softs, and it's going to be a sprint race. So looking forward to this one. Nice little drifty car. On board with VSR Richard, and we're just going to leave you with these guys for a little while I share the link on social media. Good evening, Mr. Troves. Welcome to the chat. Everyone else, anyone else who's joined, say hi, let us know who's there, who's watching. We've got Jack Wheelhouse waving a pink hand, it says. I'm assuming that's just a waving emoticon. See Ghost Killer Place having a nice little drift, and it sounds like Ravanti is joining from Kimberley. Mr. Rav, come in. How's Kimberley today? Waiting for the internet to get out that big hole. So while Rob joins, we've got a quick shout out to our sponsors tonight. Rhino Utilities, based in Sanin. They do all your electrical, solar. We have Right Recruitment in KZN, Newcastle. No, I can't actually remember the town, but get hold of Mr. DC Gaming. His mom is the big boss at Right Recruitment, and she can hook you up with new employees, or maybe if you're looking for a job. And then Mayfair Gearbox, Trackart, TGN Racing Simulators always give us a bit of support, so go check them out as well. Rav, are you there yet?
I have arrived.
You have
Mr.
arrived.
Stephen.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Did your internet make it out the big Haichi there in Kimberley?
Let's hope so, we'll see. If it stays here, then we know I am out of the hole.
Oh, great. So, what are you up to in Kimberley tonight? How's your thoughts and outcome? What's your predictions for tonight? There we go. That's a simple way to say it. We'll get it all out.
Oh, okay. One thing I can say is that I know these guys have all been practicing this week, so naturally, a fan favorite for the win will be Libertius and his crew. And then also Richard has been giving him a run for his money, and Serious Sam has been saying that he wants to make a comeback, so he's been putting in some extra time. So we'll see what he'll be able to do when it comes to lap times. Are we not showing the telemetry for reasons.
No, we will.
I'm curious to see what the lap times.
Yeah. 102.6. Before before I started the stream, I went out and did an out lap and a fast lap, and I was 2.3 seconds off the pace. So, yeah, these guys are flying short lap. 1 minute 2.6.
Yeah, the DNG also, Trev says DNG has been doing great things, and I agree with that. So maybe we'll see him up there, especially in the final race once again. It seems like he is a menace and beastly when it comes to high speed and low downforce. See, RB is the drifting there on the stream. I'm trying to join the room. I don't know if there's a spot though.
Currently,
We're on 15 drivers, right?
Yeah, there should be 15. So if the final one makes it into the lobby, then there's no space. But we'll just have to keep an eye on
so
it.
I don't want to take the spots as well.
Although you technically should have raced last week and you could have earned a spot in the final, and then you would have had a
Yes,
place to watch from.
To be fair, yes.
There you go. So,
I see. I wanted to see if I could do a share screen with you so that I could see what you're seeing like in real time, but it doesn't allow broadcast and sharing screen as on the PS5 right now.
Okay.
Maybe with the Pro.
We see Rusty says his money's on Sam. Mr.
Money
Pung,
on Sam.
yo, what's up,
Interesting.
gents? Pung, let us know who you predicting for the win tonight. So you've got the list there of competitors, Rav. Right, to get up there on Discord quickly.
Let me get that up there quickly. And speaking of Sam, look at that. He said currently fastest lap at the moment. Yeah. So really trying to make a statement here. But then, like, this is the thing. All 15 of these drivers are fast.
Yeah.
So, if the guys in front make minor errors, best believe that the guys at the back will try and make a good use of any mistakes, especially in this first. I would say the first race specifically, because these M3s are very slippery and slidey on the corners. So exit speed is crucial, and you can afford to like slide around a few corners here and there. You don't lose too much speed, although look at OJ in the background, was he sliding there as well. So we'll see what these guys and how they'll be able to handle these road cars. I know Sam is one to love the road cars, so we'll see if that's gonna give him any advantage. Great. But all of these guys, Steve also has been showing some flexing his skill. Jun Ali has been always a whisperer in the terms of being at the back, coming through to the front, just not making mistakes. Richard just fast as usual. Leviti is fast as usual. So it's all to play for tonight. We're gonna see some amazing things happen tonight, I'm sure.
I'm sure too. Just looking at the track, it's all downhill left and then into the right. It's quite a tricky section. We haven't raced this combo before in GTSA, or this direction of this track. I think we did half of it once.
I was looking at the layout and
you didn't recognize it after 3 years, because I don't think we've ever done it. It was a daily a couple times, daily race. I remember one of my first dailies when it came out was the Alpha GR4 155 on this track, but reverse direction, which was quite weird.
Yeah.
I did send you the list of drivers on WhatsApp there quickly, but just before we get into that, just a pointing out what I noticed last week. So last week we had Sam, who I think he won the first race, came third in the second, which later got bumped down due to a small time penalty, and then he came second in the main race. So he took first overall on the points. But what we seem to notice is, like Mr. DNG, who was quite far down on the first two races, he got all the way up to second with the double points win at the end. So while you do want to do well in the first two, the last round, the long race, is the one where you really need to shine, and you want to try be in the top 5 in the first two just to get some points.
Yeah, no, and like I say, with that final race, that will be the major possible change in points and position. Like we saw Mr. DNG specifically talking about him again. He wouldn't have made it until that third race just went his way completely. And I mean, we thought at first to see him put on, I think it was lap 5, he put on the soft tires in the super formulas, when everyone else was going for 8, 9, 10 laps plus on the medium tires. So we thought, oh, okay, is he ruining his race? And then just his pace just picked up, and he went faster and faster and faster and faster. And then the rain came in, and I think he just timed that perfectly. Changed over to the intermediate tires for a short bit, and then Sam had his blunder of going an extra lap instead of risking a penalty on dead intermediate tires on a dry track, and lost about, what is it, 12 to 14 seconds in total.
Yeah.
And yeah, but he couldn't, even with fresher tires then, Mr. DNG, he could not manage to close the gap. So like I said, I think Mr. DNG is a favorite for the low downforce high speed cars. So we'll see how he does in that final race. And again, that can change the entire outlook of the end results.
Great. So give us a rundown. Who's in this final?
Okay, my phone just locked quickly. Okay, so
Put you on
we
the spot
got-
there, man.
Yeah, we got VSR Richard, we've got Levitius, we've got SAP3 Pro, we've got VSR Gilaro Brain, we've got Ghost Killer Base, PBR GTRSA, it's again with the letters RBS GT Racing, Cav R Steve, OJJDS, Jun Ali, Serious Sam, Mr. DNG, Cav R Hollywood, Supermanny, and Yes Steel Pace. So good show to some of our admins even showing up for the final here. So no, you can do multitasking as well.
Even commentary and racing.
Even commentary.
We got Mo Razak in the comments there. Welcome. So I see 21 people on board tonight. Just throw out there while we're talking about it. Let's get it to at least 50 watching, and we do have that Mini Champs 118 model to give away. So I've got a question which I'll direct you where to find the answer, but I don't think we should give it away unless we get to at least 50. What do you think, Rob? Maybe I'll change my mind later as the night goes on.
We'll see. If we're getting closer to 50,
share,
we're halfway there.
Sub it, share the link on your Facebook, your Twitter or X, what other social medias are there, Instagram. Invite all your friends. Post on your,
all over.
Tell the guys to pull in. Let's get some chat in the comment section, and see how many people we can get onto the stream tonight. Richard, I see while we were talking, has gone 1:02.3, so fastest so far, but qualifying starts in 2 minutes. That's where the time needs to be done.
And I think with these cars also, we'll probably see some close racing, maybe some argy-bargy here and there, because as much as these road cars are, they tuned for, well, not like physically tuned, but ready for racing, but that also promotes a lot of close driving, and we'll see if these guys will get a bit touch and go with each other, just to eke out that last extra bit of racing to get that 1 or 2 points that could literally change the game. We've seen it before in many GT Racing Championship. I was watching the one of the INSA races on Indianapolis track, and it was a short race. I think it was like a 2 hour or 3 hour or something, where literally the top 4 was separated by like 3 points, and literally any one of them could have taken the championship. So we'll see. It's going to be that close.
I can't confirm, but I have a feeling we might be lucky enough to have updated points as we go along tonight. I'm not sure if I'm jumping the gun, but it magically appeared on our website last week, so keep an eye there and you might see some stuff. Provisional results from Mr. KLM Pace. It seems like everyone's pulling into the pits, except for 102 at the moment. Qualifying should be beginning any minute now. See, everyone sounds like they're good on the Discord, so unfortunately 15 drivers here for you, Trips. No space.
No space, yeah. Unfortunately. Suppose maybe you could WhatsApp call me and video call me, put it on the TV. That's fine. I'll tone down my theatrics this time because I'm gonna be a bit delayed um, with the stream. So you're gonna have to bring.
Yes.
We're gonna have to swap energy for this one, maybe.
No, I'll just speak about 10 seconds behind time so we can be synced.
Okay, okay. That's gonna be a skill. Yeah, I'm busy sending the links to some other gaming groups. Not really into racing, but telling them come watch the stream, and you might get free things.
Yeah, doing the triple resets quickly.
Yeah. And on that note, let me go get my glass of water. So I'll be right back quickly.
No problem. So we got everyone on their outlap currently. Sirius Sam first out the pits, followed by Branavane, Levi, Supermanny, Hollywood, Richard, GTSA and Ghost Killer, your top 8 at the moment, and we'll just follow them around and wait for them to get on their flying lap. Yeah, Sam's first person onto the first flying lap. We had a 102.3 in the last practice session, so we'll be able to compare how quickly these guys are out the block. Pung, you're definitely right. GTSA does like to throw in a surprise every now and again, so here's a real wild card for tonight. We're going to look and see who's in the field. I think Richard definitely will be a strong contender with Levi. Hollywood's another wild card. Ghost Killer Pace has been on form many this season, not as much as a couple seasons ago, but he's definitely got the talent, so if you put in the time, maybe just took it easy through the mid-season and then decided to throw the big guns in for the final. So Levi currently goes top, 102.7. Richard tops it with a 102.6. Manny 102.9. The rest of the guys in the 31s at the moment. Still got people coming across the line. RBS overtaking Junelli.
Already getting racy into qualifying. We see these guys are trying to eke out everything that they can, and I think Slipstream is effective here, although not like very potent in these cars. That was see 1 second separates the top 10 right now. Just over 1 second separates the top 10. Because the DNG has a penalty as he goes through the final corner there. Oh, well, one of the corners. I don't even know what the corners are on this track layout.
that was halfway around the track, but that's that technical little downhill section I mentioned, and you cut it, you get a penalty, and then you serve it in the same place the next lap. So that ruined his third chance. It's only a 5-minute qualifying, so he'll only get one more flying lap in there. I think Hollywood's trying to make some space for himself here, it looks like. Just going through the pack. Richard's still currently first. He didn't improve last time around. I think he's on his final lap. Levi's got a penalty, so he's not going to improve. Richard coming through Sam a little bit in the way there. Not in the way, but he saw him coming in, jumped out the way. There's a couple other cars that Richard's coming through now, so we'll see if he manages to improve here to overtake Branavane as well. And now he's got Manny in front. Could be getting a nice little
Yeah,
toe
Manny
through this
bringing out
last
a good
section.
lap, eh?
Too many.
Manny so far, yeah, he really shows that he can be amongst the best here, showing through that lap time, especially in the road cars, which is not something he usually drives.
Yeah.
So Ghost Gear pace down in 6 currently. That is very unusual to see him down there. RBS also very close in Hollywood. These guys are anything can change, and it's again qualifying is good, but the race is gonna be essential. We'll see what happens
Yeah, Hollywood
in
coming
a
through.
few minutes
He
time.
doesn't improve. OJ, does he come up from 12th? He goes 4th. Great lap there by OJ.
Oh, beautiful.
You should see it round about now. Nice little jump right at the end. We've got 5 seconds to the start, so it should be Richard, Levi, Manny, OJ, Brunner, Ghost Killer Pace, Sirius, Sam, S&P, RBS, Cavar, Steve, and mentioned too much. GTSA, I think Mr.
Yeah, and I agree
Gentry.
with Yasin, Mr. Pang, saying GTRSA is the wild card, which he has been for a lot of these races. He'll always come through from nowhere to steal either a podium spot or just an unusual strat that no one would think would work, and he'd come through with it. Fortunately, these first 2 races are sprint races,
We're off.
and take it away, Steve.
Well, everyone seems to have cleanly off the line there. First 3 are fairly even, but then we have a big pack. Brandon in 5th, Sam 6th, Ghost Killer 7th. A little bit of lag on the right there with Super Manny. As is, I think, a bit of a trademark. Someone goes off further back. Who was that? The black car. I think that was Hollywood. So that's pretty much going to count him out for this round. It's been such a short race. Losing 10-15 seconds is fatal almost to your hopes in that race. Richard's got Levi right on his back bumper. We're going to follow the battle for the lead there, but they've already got a little bit of a gap from Ojo, who's snuck up to 3rd, Sam up to 4th.
Yeah, and this is the one thing that OJ and Sam and all the guys at the back are gonna hope that they get into. Richard and Levitius, both probably our fastest drivers this season so far, both in the manufacturers and nations. Well, manufacturers for Levitius and nations for Richard, both topping the logs all the time. So everyone else is gonna hope that Richard and Levitius can back each other up back into the group. OJ is currently flying, same with Sam. Ghost Killer has a bit of a train going on there. So we'll see like what'll happen. The pace boys, Superman is down to 7th, unfortunately. So not a good start for him. SMP3 Pro, also one that's usually on the top 5. So we'll see. Maybe the road cars aren't his forte. But yeah, anything still goes. Superman goes up the inside of Gilaro over there. Gilaro went slightly on the grass, which will slow you down a little bit. But we'll see. GTRSA down to 13th, Jonali in 14th. And Hollywood, yeah, unless other people make mistakes, it's kind of his race over for race 1.
So we're already 2 laps into the 12-lap race. Levi's still looking for a way through on Richard. There's so many close battles all over the track. Just sticking with the leaders for a little bit. I don't think you could get much between the two of them. Both get a bit of a slide on there.
Burnsy Poo in the chat say which lap must they put for oil? BMW things.
Lap
Fast
13.
Land Rovers.
That's why we're only doing 2 laps with this car. 12 laps.
12 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lap 13 it runs out.
Alexander says, go Richard, go.
Levi gets a half-second penalty. That's on my favourite little twisty downhill section. If you cut the left, I think that's where the penalty
Easy
is, but
to
it's
get.
so tight. OJ holding on to 3rd at the moment. He's going to be right up with Levi after Levi serves a penalty. Sam Ghost Killer, someone's just dropped back on the order there as well. Got quite a long train of Gusheshe
Stings
power.
is also
Stings,
saying
yeah.
Gusheshe power. Yeah. Good
we're
evening,
about to get-
JP van Rensburg.
I'm surprised no one's put a Red Bull livery for our spinning car that's made the news. But yeah, this battle for 7th all the way to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th is side-by-side action. It's many S&P, Gilara, RBS, just trying to spot them as we go through.
I see many got a slight gap ahead of the rest of the pack, so it's a big battle for 7th. And your steel pace also involved in that big train over there, and that's difficult because there's not many places you can really pass by someone else with the back with a penalty there. And how much is this going to affect Levertius's race? Is he going to go down to 4th or 5th?
I was just about to say we'd rejoined the lead, and Levi was looking to pass Richard, but with another penalty, and he served the penalty.
Yeah,
looks like.
I'm so clueless with this track that I didn't even know where the penalty line is. Not realizing that with road cars, the penalties don't make that much of a difference.
Yeah, well, the half a second. I think the slipstream is just keeping him in it. If you get a 1 second penalty,
Mr. Morazak says, look at P7 and look back, maybe in like third person or first person mode. That must be quite a view to see. But Levertis has already got his gap back. Speaking of,
it's
1.7 seconds difference to Sam and OJ. So Reach is going to be hard on the defense here, and there's not an easy opportunity to overtake in these cars. They don't have like great exit speed to really take advantage of against another opponent. So he's really going to have to injure something to force a move or force an error from Richard, and Richard is looking pretty poised at the moment.
And if you notice, we've got a bit of a three-way pace battle here for the podium in this race. We've got Sam, Ghost Killer and OJ in a train. I don't think they're deliberately working together, but they're towing each other away from, all of them away from OJ. And then it's Manny, S&P, Galara. We're going to go take a quick look. Levi's going to have to throw a bomb here, but would you take 9 points instead of 12 and just try not to get involved in an accident if you're Levi at the moment, or are you going to push these next 6 laps and look for that win? Ooh, I think.
Personally, I don't know. Ooh, that's possible. I just saw it on the stream now.
No,
I don't think the penalty is there. Yeah, I think if you get all 4 wheels just more to the inner side of that curve, then it's a bit of a problem. But I think the Levertius is definitely going to look to take. Knowing the Levertius, he's going to look for a move. He's going to try and force Richard to make an error.
Dive bomber, and I don't know if there's a bit of contact there because our camera
zoomed wide. Little contact,
yeah, he does get through. It looks like. Now it's up to Richard to try the last 6 laps to make a move. But they don't want to fight too hard and let the pace guys get back in it.
Exactly, half the race led by Richard, and now we'll see if the other half will go in the way of Levertius. I know he's really strengthful in his defenses, so he will rather force Richard to be back into the pack and force a fight within the top for the Serious Sam, Ghost Killer and OJ. He'll try and force Richard into that little pack.
Richard on the downhill does get a penalty this time. That's probably going to drop him. He's already 7/10 behind Levi because he got sideways there as well. Just looking, Sam had Ghost Killer right behind him. Manny's dropped back. He's not in the podium fight anymore. It's now OJ. Sorry, it's OJ that's dropped back 9/10. Rick says hello. We then have S&P.
Rick also has something to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Superman must have made a big mistake. 104 on lap 6 there. Sorry if you can hear me chewing chips.
Yeah, no, it's good.
RBS with a penalty. So yeah, a constant change in positions here at the moment. Like liveries as well, I agree, Pang. And any taxi drivers in the field? Nah, we don't have them yet. But I'm sure Stephen, knowing with these specials, will have a full-on taxi race one day.
One day is one day. We got your Steel in 10th at the moment. Mr. DNG 11th. GTSA 12th. He's got a penalty, having a bit of a battle with Mr. DNG. Junelli 13th. Hollywood now up to 14th. Steve's had a bit of an issue last time around at 1 minute 18, so he's dropped right off the back. We've still got a battle for the top 5 within let's see how close they are, 3 seconds. So they're all in a fairly close train, but the closest is Ghost Killer and Sam 4/10 apart, and then Richard's only 6/10 ahead of them. Levi's got a 9/10
Yeah, and
gap.
I think this is where Levi is going to be in his own element.
Yeah, that penalty came just at the wrong time for Richard, because as he got overtaken, he lost that 7/10 and then had to serve the penalty, so out the slipstream.
So yeah, but a good run so far from the top 5 specifically. SMP3 falling a little bit behind, and he's pulled a little bit of a gap that Manny had a few laps ago.
Yeah, Sam's flying on this particular lap. He's within 4/10 of Richard, but Richard's closed a 10th on Levi, so serious Sam getting serious. 102.6 is still the fastest lap. We know Richard did a 102.3 earlier, so with 3 laps to go and a little bit, the race isn't over yet, but Richard's going to have to work and at the same time concentrate on Sam behind him.
Yeah, so what was earlier an attacking position is now becoming a defending position, and this is exactly what Levi wants, because now he can not really cruise, but he doesn't have to worry about defending himself, because he knows Richard is going to be defending against Sam. The gap is just about 3/10, hovering around 3/10, 2 to 3/10 to 4/10. So we'll see 2 more laps to go, well, 2.5 laps, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll see what will happen, because penalties are very easy to obtain on this track. So we'll see if anyone does get a penalty. That could for sure make a big moment.
What I noticed last lap round is Sam got the slipstream and did a 2.4. Manny's just disconnected. Sam looks up the inside of Richard at the same corner that Levi got past him. It looks like he's going to probably make the same move stick. This time Richard still has his nose on the inside, so he does pull side by side, but now they're going into the last turn. Still side by side action.
Yeah, Sam will have the inside for turn 1. Oh, very good racing by the two of them. Space given. But that's again giving Levi more space to breathe.
Oh, but Sam does go
and
wide
now
there.
Again.
So Levi's should have this in the bag now. Sam does get a penalty for that. 1.6 seconds to Levi. Sam got the penalty. Also, not at the usual corner, so he's going to have to serve it on this lap, not the next lap. As we said, it only costs about 2-3 tenths, so he's got 9 tenths on Richard, who's more defending from Ghost Killer at this point. But Sam's going to serve his penalty. There it goes for it. Richard's got to run into him, but not close enough. It's just interesting to see Sam taking that
so
corner.
really about 4 tenths only at as the last day at most. So now Richard in a pace sandwich, just still in 8th with a penalty, so he's climbed up. RBS down in 13th, Hollywood in 14th, so plenty of mistakes being made. I don't know if Hollywood caught up the gap.
He's had some decent pace, but in these 2 shorter sprint races, you're only getting points to 9th place anyway. So it's more just bragging rights, trying to catch up at the end. We're on the final lap. Levi 1.8 ahead after that battle. He's been consistent the whole way through. Sam's, once he got through on the last 2 laps, has dropped his pace a little bit, back into the 103s. Richard also back in the 103s. Kendall up with penalties because track limits.
Track limits, especially in these old cars.
Especially with these big banky corners with lots of concrete on the inside. If you see then.
This is a track where you could really abuse track limits if the penalties were off.
Levi comes to
looks like that's
take the win. Sam's going to hold on for 2nd, Richard 3rd, Ghost Killer 4th, OJ 5th. It's your top 5. SMP takes 6th place. Then we've got a bit of a gap. Who's next? Brunavane 7th, so he'll still score some points. Steel and GTSA take the last 2 points there. Junelli and Mr. DNG. Mr. DNG came back from his earlier error, but he finishes 11th. We're waiting for Steve.
Same with GTSA. GTSA
RBS.
also made a big pullback from P13.
Hollywood had an issue on this lap, did a 117. As we were saying, only the top 9 scores, so it doesn't really matter after his early spin. and then we had Superman who disconnected.
Yeah, unfortunate moment for Superman there.
You can look at it as a 10th, anywhere from 10th to 15th is in scoring, so that's not a transformational.
Incredible drive from the pace guys there, by the way. I know they have been practicing, but Sam, he's been looking for redemption after his terrible season, especially with the manufacturers. He did not appreciate what that Honda was doing to his mental state of mind. So he said, "No, at least with this one," he said he was looking for redemption, and thus maybe this shows what his plans are for the 3 race series. But overall, it's solid. I mean, the drivers separated by their fastest laps within a second of each other, with all 15 drivers. That's unfortunate for that disconnect for Superman. Let me go make a report link quick. Reporting the track limits, please.
So see we're on 41 viewers at the moment. Shout out to Werner from TGN who shared our link as well. He says on their social media. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. Are you a regular GTSA racer? Have you just seen the link and decided to check it out? So say hi, let us know, and when we get to 50, if we get to 50, we'll give away a Mini Champ Starcast model. So we're going to reset the lobby.
As you guys know, I'm from a big hole, so if you want to know where it is, I love the big hole. That's why my internet takes forever to connect to races and communication. But I'm here. Once my connection leaves the big hole, it's usually up and running.
See, we've hit 43 now, so 7 away. Let's get to 50. Shout out to our sponsors, TGN Track Art, long-term sponsors. Then this season sponsored by Rhino Utilities, based in Sanin for all your solar, electrical, right recruitment, KZN, and Mayfair Gearbox in KZN. Mr. Hope Bailey, great to see you. He's one of my ex-colleagues when I worked in Durban. Doesn't play Gran Turismo, but he rides motorbikes and does lots of cool other things. Shout out to Gareth in the chat.
Yeah, and I think the nice thing about racing sports in general is that you can correlate a lot of things. So whether it be Formula 1, Formula E, GT3, 2, 1 road cars, race cars, motorbikes, whatever the case, we all have that sort of love for close racing, good racing. That's what we love to see. So this next race I think is gonna be a real favorite. Nürburgring GT3 cars. It's gonna be great. Rain coming as well. Woo! It's going to be all to play for here to make up the most points that they can for the final race to get that extra bit of advantage on points. RB is saying a 1 out of 10 for this race, which we don't really see often. This is RB is saying it's a 1 out of 10. Excellent with Steve. I think might be muted right now. I'm not sure. I can't hear any sort of feedback from him.
Yeah, I just came from the.
But there we go.
Quickly disappeared for a second. Back now. I see. We've got a damp surface, and it is going to rain on the second slot. I think the third slot for this race was a question mark, so nobody knows what's going to happen. Unless you ran 150 sims, you might have a clue, but I definitely don't. So should be an exciting race. A lot of guys on racing softs.
Imagine doing 150 sims where there is rain, and then the race comes and it goes dry.
Yeah,
have to be a real kick in the gonads.
So it looks like they're all on softs. Junelli's on wets at the moment. I don't know if you noticed the track's dry. Mr. DMG softs. They're still just practicing for now. We're going to hit another 5 minute qualifying here, I think it was. But they had 5 minutes to warm up and get used to the different cars and different tracks. So for those joining that don't know, this is the season 2 final. 2 short sprint races and then let's call it a feature longer race, around 40-45 minutes for double points, all to crown the overall end of season champion. And second and third.
I see Gilaro Brain opting in with the NSX which Sam has not been having a good time with. So I would like to see how a driver like Gilarabrain handles this thing as opposed to Sam's uses of races. He said he just didn't enjoy the way that Honda raced. He's much more of a M6 driver, so they different in many ways. Mostly being the fact that I think the NSX is MR, while the
Yeah.
BMW is FR,
Well,
front
in
engine rear wheel drive. I see a couple of NSX. So I thought so. Team VSR going for the NSX, and while Team Pace I think might be going for Porsches. Same with Mr. Hollywood himself as well. That gold and white, that dark gold and white is such a very good color combination.
yeah, the wet races I know in the GR3, the guys do love the Porsche. Just hooks up so well in the mixed conditions. But we'll see. Looks like the favourite car at the moment. Some nice pace liveries here as well. GTSA representing the 9BR P9BR crowd. Change of name recently.
PBR, yeah.
P9BR.
PBR.
Got to get the 9 there.
Oh gosh. So P9BR GERSA. Yeah. That's a lot of letters and words and numbers.
I see we already got provisional race 1 results up on the website. Thanks, Kalen. So if you do want to see where people came without rewinding the stream, you can look at it on your phone while you're watching on your TV. Levi going for his favourite Ferrari. I think he just likes that livery. Looks great as well. Yeah, still Porsche. S&P's and my GR3 of choice, the Merc. Just
And I think Supermania as well is in the Merc, unless it changed.
Gianelli gone for the Supra, running an awesome livery.
He loves the Supra. He's been running the Supra for the entire season.
Since the game came out.
We'll see what that Supra can do. Since the game came out, yeah.
So the guy, the minutes.
Man's as much of a fan of the Mark 5 Supra as I am for the Mark 4.
We're going to see the reset shortly, and then a 5-minute qualifying, which should allow them all to get an outlap and 2 flying laps.
Oh, and something I want you to check, Stephen. When they go into qualifying, just have a look at the big radar for a moment, and we'll see if we can by ourselves just have an idea of what we'll be experiencing in the qualifying and for the first couple of minutes on the race. Because I think the track qualifying to race is that it mimics the first 10 or 15 minutes of qualifying. So we'll see. The track starts, I think, damp. Depending on the settings also. The random things can change depending on when you start the race.
Okay, so I think they're about to go,
or at least when you reset the lobby.
Isn't it the 4th or 5th reset? Anyway, you can see on track now. There's a shower that's going to come over. You can see after... Oh wait, no, it's
very light shower. So
this is reverse, so that's 30 minutes time. This is going to be around 15 minutes, so this is what the end of the race is going to look like now, and then we're going to start with pretty much dry. Yeah, so it should have a bit of rain here around from the 5-10 minute mark. The guys are out on qualifying.
Okay.
You can take us through qualifying.
Okay, so Nürburgring GP, a very technical track. Oh no, it's the Nürburgring Sprint, sorry. To make things a bit more shorter, a bit more close-knit. So instead of going through the longer, what would be a sort of left and right, to go into a straight and another hairpin going through the Schumacher S's, now you just cut that part of the track completely off, and then you go on to, I don't know the corner names, but going out instead onto the main straight a lot sooner. I think probably like half a minute. I think it's about half a minute, 30 seconds of time that you shave off per lap as opposed to the standard GP. So this will keep times quite close knit, and probably the racing as well. But the track, especially when wet, the drivers will have to see if they can find a wet line if it gets that rainy. So we see people on the softs. You can manage the soft tires up until in the bottom leftish of your screen. You'll see a little red or light blue bar filling up there. As long as that bar doesn't go halfway up that entire the full level of bar, if it's under the first um, little first line, first 30% of dampness or moisture on the track, then you can run slick tires without having to really lose a lot of time. So we'll see a lot of, if not everyone, running soft for the first spurt, and maybe for the whole race.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
have
see,
to see.
depending if the rain starts kicking in. Sorry, Stephen. If the rain starts kicking in, maybe by lap 7 or 8, which we probably won't see in this qualifying. They might have to switch on to intermediate, even the wet tires. But this is something that we, as viewers, as drivers, as spectators, we all don't know this knowledge just yet. So they'll have to adapt and see what comes.
Yeah, 100%. So the guys are still on the outlap. First qualifying laps are about to begin. Brandeveen leading the pack on that gold Honda. Levi not too far behind, just close enough to maybe get a little slipstream in the Ferrari. Up to 45 people watching currently, so shout out to all of you putting up with us and listening to me. Not so much Rav, because Rav's smooth voice from Kimberley happens to make it all the way out the big hole there and come through to us. So shout out to Rob for joining me on commentary tonight.
Yeah, as much as I'm in a hole, I've still got the spectator lag for the live stream. So unfortunately, I won't be seeing things in real time, but you will definitely hear me for sure, as you have been.
Yeah. So,
RBS coming through with an amazing lap. They're going second place. Serious Sam in third. Gilara in ninth currently. We still have maybe another lap that we'll see from all the guys.
yeah,
Lap.
one for the
Yeah,
front
I don't
runners
think they'll be able
definitely.
to do one more lap.
There's a few guys
Yeah,
at the
maybe
back.
one more for the front runners.
Levi's currently just a fraction up on his time. Then we've got RBS, Sam, Richard, OJ, Hollywood, Ghost Killer, and SMP3 Pro running out your current top 8. But not everyone will get through, I don't think, because there's some guys only start just past the start of the lap right now. I think we'll have at least 10 or so guys coming by the loop section. So let's see
Yeah, and I
those
think this will be
improve.
probably the final lap.
Brandeveen goes from 9th to 8th only. Levi does improve his time by 10th. Sam's got a penalty, so he won't improve. Richard goes 1 place up.
124.9, that is extremely fast.
Richard does a 25.6, so 6/10 off. Sam drops to 4th. Superman, he comes through currently 5th. Now we've got OJ coming up. I think actually most of these, we were saying they won't get it. OJ's the back of the pack and he's going to get over with a second to go. So stays 7th, but that's everyone got their third lap in by about a second and a half. So Richard 3rd, Killer 4th, Sam 5th.
Oh, Ghost Killer also coming up with a good lap, but
Yeah.
Levertius, I think he got into the slipstream of Gilara Brain just towards the back end of the main straight, and then really quite in it on the exit towards the start finish. But Stephen, you can take it away again.
Yeah, we're on the start. We're going to run in last place this time with Ginelli. He gets a bit of wheel spin, so we're going to go forward just to show you what the mid-pack of one of these Pool 1 races look like. On board with Giller at the moment. Everyone trying to make it through turn 1.
I see. The NSX has a very good launch, so maybe that's what they were banking on.
Everyone makes it through the first couple corners. Always very tricky on the circuit. Hollywood's a little bit wide there. Let's go a bit towards the front. Mid-pack always has that accordion effect.
I only see what Yasin says now. One team, one big hole, Kimberley. I should start my own team. Myself and GTSA being the two Kimberley boys. And we'll start the big hole squad.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe you can bring some more members in because it's just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
So Richard up to 2nd. Or was it? RBS now 3rd. He must have got a good start. Sam 4th. Ghost Killer 5th, Manny 6th, OJ 7th, and Brunavane 8th. So we had a little bit of a shuffling. Just see everyone, I would assume, should be on soft tyres. Just going through the
This
pack.
is also
It looks like it.
Laverius's element. He enjoys Nürburgring GP or
Oh,
sprint,
we had
or just
a
a Nürburgring
spin
layout,
with
and
Hot. Looked like Hollywood and someone else spun, and then Junelli got collected. See Hollywood waiting for them to go past, not unsafely rejoining, but that's going to cost him a lot of time again. Back to front, Levi's still 6/10 ahead of Richard. Richard hanging in there nicely in the Honda.
Yeah, we'll see. So no rain on track for these first couple of laps. Hollywood leaves the room. Unfortunately, maybe he's just had enough. Unfortunate to see in the final year. An unfortunate turn of events for Hollywood there.
Yep. Sorry, I'm scrolling through a field. I thought I saw someone going off, but it was in the distance. Cav Steve picked the Corvette. That's an interesting choice. He's someone who's been flying the whole season, sitting towards the back in his first 2 races, or mid-pack. See, maybe he's been putting all his efforts into the Red Bull competition for later. Mr. DNG also sitting in 11th. GTSA, our wild card, also towards the back in these first 2. Junelli and...
So not a good start for GTRSA. Unfortunately, Junali and Yastiel being collected in that moment with Hollywood as well. So just an unfortunate series of events for those backrunners there. But Laverius looking really poised, calm, collected, and just comfortable with that Ferrari. He knows what he's doing, and Group 3 is just what he's racing on the daily. So this is right where he wants to be.
Closest battle at the moment, probably Sam and Ghost Killer within half a second, the 6/10 to RBS just ahead of them. But we've got a nice little bit of a train forming. The track's dried out, so we're only 3 minutes in here. By lap 5.
Yeah, and I must say RBS also doing incredibly well.
Yeah, RBS, I think you can see a lot of the guys that do sports mode and Nations Cup, like RBS, Levi, Richard, they're so tuned into these GR3 machines because it's just the regular cars. Every week there's a GR3 race pretty much on sports mode, sometimes 2. So this is where the guys spend their time.
Yassine also just pointing out, looks like no one is using traction control, so a shout out to our top 15, because I know Hollywood wasn't using traction control either, so big applause to the guys for just sending it.
Yeah, no, it's better to use it not use it in the dry, but when it pours down, we obviously give the guys the option if they need to. Sam does his best lap. Levi sets a new fastest lap. Was it this last time around? But even 25.5, Richard 25.5, RBS 26.4, so he lost a little bit of time that lap. 25.9 from Sam, so all within a second of each other at the moment. Richard trying hard to hang on, that gap's 1.2, it was 6/10 off the line, so in 4 laps he's only lost 6/10 of a second and hanging in there well. They're opening the gap a bit to RBS now, 1.6 back. Sam 0.8 behind him.
It's going to be a battle for the podium.
Again, pace battle between Sam, Ghost Killer and Manny. There's OJ pace.
GTS as well, yeah. OJ is pace.
He's just running his own livery. Brunavane in the gold Honda in 8th currently, S&P 9th. Bit of a gap back then. Nice battle with Cav Steve and Mr. DNG. They've got GTRSA just behind them. And then Junelli and Yastiel.
Mr. Monday Lunga saying OJ the wild card. He has been a pretty wild card throughout the season, showing up really a lot of the time with that Aston Martin that is so underpowered compared to a lot of these Group 3 cars. So now we're seeing him in a more meta car, as they would call it. But I will say the Honda is probably frustrating Sam there, who hasn't enjoyed a single race in that Honda. He just never enjoyed it. So probably just curious as to how is Richard doing it. How is he getting that Honda solid on track?
Did you see Ghost Killer's brakes going there? I think it was, or Sam's. Great shots here from the GT camera crew. Most of our guys are a bit spread out at the moment. Monday, Rev, but it's Rav.
Rev,
why are you acting like you don't know me?
He spells it wrong on purpose.
Is he revving
and
you up?
that's the thing. He knows me. He's also in race, and we have spoken about this before. But yeah, he's a meme along with me. And I'm not don't know you. I just always say the names that I see on the screen.
Riding on
so
board
Mr. Monday.
S&P at the moment, we can see it's getting quite misty, but on the S&P's got his weather map on, and no rain currently, which is surprising. I thought it would be coming around lap 5, looking at that earlier preview map that we saw just now.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not certain.
He's got
we
his
might see a little
right
splash on lap 8.
So
yeah, we only see 5 kilometers. The only way we could tell is if we go again out to the big radar, but then we might be missing a lot of time. This is why I would be here and checking.
Pumpkin says something's up because Manny's not in a Supra, because he's also normally a Superman. So I see we hovering on that 39:41 mark, keep going up and down. Just for those joining, welcome. GTSA Season 2 finale. We're on race 2 of the final showdown. Great to have you with us, and you're listening to me, Suzzbox, and Ravanti.
Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the racing so far. There is a battle for 10th place as well, very close between Mr. DNG, GTRSA, and Steve, leading this little bit of a tiny little train. 8 seconds separates Junali and Yasteel Pace, all in their own little battle. So we'll see if they maybe pip each other. But Levitius has opened his own gap, and so has Richard. So they're running a bit of, I won't say a lonely races. They can see their opponents in front and behind them. But Levitius is just running away with us. Despite the Ferrari being underpowered on power and top speed, it seems like that car is just running through the corners. And with Levitius behind the wheel of that Ferrari, it's just a solid drive in a solid car, and that's a recipe for success.
I'd definitely pick the Ferrari though over the Honda. I've driven the Ferrari a few times in manufacture. It's not a bad car. It's not the best, but it's quite enjoyable to drive. I tried the Honda a few times, and I don't think I've ever raced it. I do like 2 laps and then throw it back on the next button.
Yeah. And RBS also showing his skill with the Group 3 cars, pulling a 1.5 second gap to Serious Sam. And Sam still on his redemption run, even pipping that of Ghost Killer as well. Superman and OJ in close contention with each other. And I think, is that the sun coming out actually? So it looks like just straight up dry race. There's no rain, and we won't see any rain either by the looks of it.
You can see
OJ and Superman. Was OJ ahead? Was OJ in 6? I think he might have been. So Superman also has got some features to show that he can do really well with it. Meanwhile, Kilaro Brain is a little bit further back. OJ looking for a move going into the chicane, and does make it happen. Superman, he does give him the space, and OJ does take the 6th place back from Superman. But now that battle has slowly watered the gap down for Gilara to billing his lips and hoping that something might happen.
Manny's making a bit of a fight back here though into turn 1 with 2 laps to go. So closest bet on track, and they're inviting, as you say, Gilara Brain to come join them. So Manny goes back through into 6, OJ 7th, Gillars in 8th. So probably our closest battle on track. We'll come back to it now. Then we've got the 10th, 11th, and
just
12th
looking
battle.
at the votes, 18 votes, 77 voted for Porsche for this track, and it is a solid car and track combo. 0% on the Ferrari, so it's Levitius' one and only. He is on Team Ferrari when no one else is. 5% Honda, maybe that's the other VSR guys, you never know. But the Honda, Richard also doing incredibly well, bringing that Honda in close contention with Levitius, but just not enough to get into the run for the win. RBS is pulling away from Sam. Well, the gap closes and it opens. But Serious Sam doing seriously well. Even pipping the likes of Ghost Killer, like I said before. And Ghost Killer, while he's consistent, it seems like the Porsche is just not his car to drive. What happened to my words there? Wonder what it would have been like if Ghost Killer actually drove with the GTR. We know he's a GTR fan like Junari is of the Supra.
So we've got two nice 3-car battles here, the 10th to 12th, and that other one a couple places up ahead. We'll go back and look at that. But the leaders have started their last lap. All these guys are busy going across the line now. Mr. DNG throws a big bomb on Steve, who cuts back. And GTSA makes a bit of a hash on that one. You'll see now, so let's just go back to the next battle.
Big spin, unfortunately, for GTSA. Yeah. So wanted to do a cutback on Mr. DNG, saw the move happen, but I suppose he was just a bit too heavy on the throttle, so he's just pulling off to the side and not influencing Yasteel and Jonali's race any further as well. Unfortunate moment there for GTSA in a good battle, but unfortunately coming to nothing at the end.
Yeah, well, we're on the last sector. OJ managed to hold off, or Manny managed to hold off OJ, who also held off Giller. That was the other battle on track. Levi coming across to win by 3.7 seconds currently. He's got 2 for 2. Must be confident.
I see endless motion in the chat as well. We'll read the chat now after the race is finished. Levitius starts the line in first. Richard taking second place. RBS taking third. Yeah. So a solid run, a good comeback by RBS. Sam with his consistency is staying in fourth. Ghost Killer in fifth. Superman is sixth. OJ in seventh. Kilari in eighth. Very close between Superman and OJ there.
SMP takes the last point, ninth place. And then Cav Steve holds off Mr. DNG, Yasteel, Janelli, and then GTSA after his misfortune on that last lap. He went for the move. Sorry, Mr. DNG went for the move.
Yasteel did get ahead of Junali. Yasteel ahead of Junali. Unfortunately for no points, but overall just some really good racing. Yes, 10 out of 10 race 2, that's what we were saying. We all see
depends on his finishing. Well, he only came third, so I'm surprised. It should have been like 8 or 9. That's what I'd rate him out of 10 for that race.
Yeah, depending. It is a 3 out of 15.
Come on, RBS. We want to see you take the next race. Then you can give us a 10. 48, come on, 2 more in the chat. Then we'll give you the question quickly. Actually, I have to try and remember what my question was. Let's get 2 more and I'll give you the question. First person to answer wins the model. What do you think, Rav? Good idea? I want to see that number 50. I saw 48 now. So you can...
well, I see 75 right now.
Yeah. Or maybe that's...
I don't know if that's just...
oh, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, we were seeing, I was reading the comments. Endless Motion said Mercedes is a safe option for GP, which is true. The Mercedes has some good speed, but if it was to rain, I think people just, the guys chose the Porsche and the Honda just in case the rain came down a bit hectic towards the end. If that did happen and they were forced to go on to the intermediates, it would be a major game changer, as the Porsche is, I think, currently in the game the fastest car in the wet. That and the Lamborghini. Yeah, it's the Mercedes is a good choice.
I think it could be a bot invasion. We had it once when TGN shared it. I think you're online and it went to like 1,800.
Yeah, yeah, it made me panic a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah,
we got past 50.
We got past 50, whether it's bots or not. So we will hold on to that. I'll give you guys a question shortly. I'm just trying to find my answer here. While we're waiting for the guys to do their warm-up. Okay, so it's going to be fastest fingers first. Stings 132 is not the correct answer, but thanks for trying. That's your one shot. I'm joking.
Matt John says, well done, Levitius. Pumpkin Patch should have put money on it for RBS. He should have. Endless Motion. Good evening, everyone here to support DNG, Mr. DNG, and he's been having a decent set of races. But I think this final race is where we'll see his true potential. Yeah, he seems to be lacking the high downforce, high speed cars on these tracks, and it is the Le Mans track layout. So we will see high speed, a lot of downforce, a lot of slipstream coming into effect. But these cars that we're going to be riding, the Red Bull X 2019 Gran Turismo special car.
Competition.
And they are meant, yeah, the competition. Red Bull X 2019 competition. And they were created specifically with close racing in mind, overtakes in mind. It's almost like getting into the slipstream activates a newfound DRS, and especially because of the low high downforce, getting into I think it's 1.2 seconds or 1 second flat. That's when the slipstream already starts activating. So especially on the long straights of the Le Mans track layout, we will see a lot of slipstream. Maybe the guys even slipstreaming each other for their qualifying lap. I don't know how long qualifying is with this one though.
It's 12 minutes, so enough for them to do again 1 out lap and 2 flying laps. A lap time around 3 minutes 20, I think. So yeah, high downforce cars that we see OJ losing it and Mr. DNG and him getting tangled a little bit. Punkin wants to know the question, Rob. I see we're at 488 now, so the bots are definitely here. I did see 48 before.
Yeah, we're a bit more 50. Yeah, we were at 48 real people. Oh, by the way, Tris just wants to know if the Red Bull Anniversary Edition allowed. I don't know if there's a difference between the two cars.
The anniversary and the competition are the same. There's a separate version that's not the same, but I went and checked now and they're all good. So
Stink he brought all his bots. Question. I don't even know the question.
Question's almost here, but I'm just getting there. I suggest you all have your GTSA website open for this one. So I'll give you a minute to do that, and then we'll see what.
Yeah, and again, the website has been linked before, but if you want to know the website, you just write !website and the
website
Steam
will
Elements will send it again.
So I think
we'll
all our non-bots in the meantime can just spam the comments with Rhino Utilities. I want to see some spam comments coming through, hashtag Rhino Utilities, or just put Rhino. We could have like one real viewer at the moment, because I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, we had 48 real viewers at one point. So even if we just have 40, then we know there's real people. But it's only my comment there. Like, there we go, Rusty, Trills, there we go. Comment, Pumpkin Patch, Stings Racing Community. Here we go, Pumpkin Patch again, just to add some extra numbers there. Pumpkin Patch again. Okay, we get it. He's spamming for.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe so, I should do it for each team member. Team member of each team.
Should I give them the question, Trivs? Are you going to keep eye on the stream and tell me?
Let's get the question.
First person to answer this. I'm not actually 100% sure if this was the final results or if it was. Bonnie says alone she's excited. But I want to know who the person that is listed in manufacturers at position 57. First person to put that in the comments wins a model.
Position 57. Let's see.
And don't say it. Let them look. But you all need to go to the GTSA website, position 57, manufacturers.
Okay, I see it. I don't even know if I'm allowed to type it myself.
No admin, unfortunately.
Damn it. Any Bezaida note.
Did he get it?
First one to say it. Drill says Pumpkin is a bot. Pumpkin says I'm in first. Poo says Friki Poloni. Rusty says Warren Lombard. Pumpkin says KLM Pace. Says KLM Pace. But you're too slow. We need the pace of Henny Bezaden out here.
Almost forgot to give them the weather settings.
Oh gosh, you
So busy with the giveaway. Where's Brennerbane? Yeah.
Game over. Henny Bezaden was the first one to comment.
Shout out Henny.
Unfortunately, all you. Shout out to Henny. Unfortunately, you admins, you can't get it.
So Henny Bezaden, is that C8 Henny?
Again, no Mao said must have been a B-rated driver if he's in position 57. Family shade. We love it. Poo says, hey, ik zoek die troostprijs.
So I did give these guys a clue
And
last
Roadrunner
week.
just says Liam.
If the Pool 1 guys were watching, they would have, or I doubt they would have guessed, but I did say that today was going to be very similar to last week, where we'd have a road car, a GR car, and then a high downforce car. And I mentioned that all the races were going to be the same. So I've given them the weather settings, which was question marks everywhere with a R5 and 6 in the middle, and then more question marks.
Ooh.
So no, I'll have to take Steele's
these
$500
things
that
will
he offered me for R8, but he got a R6 at least. C8 Henny, well done.
With these cars in the rain.
That's why TC's allowed for this race.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
What are you doing to these people? You're going to make them stress.
Yeah. Spam Rhino Henny in the comments. I see, yes. Can hear you still typing it as we speak.
That's me typing it.
Sorry,
You can probably hear my flippin' pitter-patter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many. There's too many similar names here.
So we're going into the 12-minute qualifying now. For you guys that didn't win anything, there will be a regular, everyone who took part in the season. I'll have a draw next week for the final prize. So you still might have a chance of winning a prize. We'll chat about that next week. But for now, congrats to Henny winning the, I think it was I can't remember the year, 2016-18 Merc AMG SRS from the Nürburgring 24-hour mini champ from Row Racing. Rob sounds like he's using a chisel and stone there to type.
Oh, sorry, I just got got distracted. Yeah, I was looking at the current points, and despite Levitius has a very strong lead now, but that can all change if with this race. So it's still for anyone to play for right now. I think basically the top, well, second all the way to second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth all still have a shot at winning big points.
Endless
as
motion,
it stands right
correct.
now.
Kalen was 57, but Henny won about 5 minutes ago. The boys are out on track. Brandeveen heads out on the Red Rhino Utilities Red Bull. It's not a Red Bull, it's a Red Rhino.
A Red Rhino Bull.
We're going to follow him around on the South
like
Lap.
bullfrogs. Yeah, these cars, I enjoy watching them race, especially like on the world stage, watching the Gran Turismo final races, the manufacturers and nations. Watching them drive these high downforce cars it's crazy. It's so much fun, and again, Slipstream is so imperative to make moves happen here. You can see they're reaching 330 kilometers at the end of the state because there is a is the headwind that blows to like with the car. Because in certain practice sessions, I saw the if there was a little to no wind, or I keep forgetting which one is which. Is the tailwind which just blows the car forward, and the headwind blows the car back? I think so. I don't know. tailwind, whatever. The wind is blowing, pushing the car faster. So these cars are reaching almost 330 kilometers, and then you will see how fast they slow down under braking. So just within that, maybe 200 meters, they go from 330 to down to 100 kilometers and take the corner, and that acceleration just flies through again. So we'll see wind speed make a massive difference to the performance of the cars, a big performance difference in the lap times, and possibly if it's blowing the other way, like I've seen before, these cars can, with a correct amount of wind or a bad wind, they barely reach 310 kilometers. So a tailwind is probably what they do want. You know, you see Superman, he goes Serious Sam, sorry, goes a little bit wide there at the exit of those long straights going into another. I also don't know my corner names here. I'm actually going to Google them, keep them on a speed dial here.
I'm just reading Sting's talking about your big hole.
Leave my big hole. Mods on high alert, you say. Why did you sail in the hole? Tailwind from the back, headwind from the head. There we go. Stings, you sorted out my queries there. That's because the big hole only has wind going down, so it doesn't count as headwind or tailwind. Phantom Fink says I have terrible control on these vehicles. Yeah, they are terrible, especially on acceleration. So we'll see these guys at the slower corners. We'll see.
They're awesome in the fast corners, though.
If they, yeah, they're awesome in fast corners. Extremely fun to drive if there's no heavy braking involved. But if there's the first two or three gears, even out of this final section, you see, you're still going through Superman. If you're going through Gilara starting the first lap, but on the exits of that final corner to start the new lap, they could really spin it out, throw it in the wall, and yeah, could really ruin the race. Starting a new lap with on the downside, especially on qualifying, that could be game over. It's got a bum wind.
Gareth. See, we got 48 viewers and 762 bots in the chat at the moment, but always good, even if it's just some Russian spies or OnlyFans crypto agents.
Yeah, no, and I've seen this on a lot of streams where the bots just it's a YouTube trend currently, just throwing in bots to be like make it. No, it's fake, Mr. Mawa. It's fake, Kendo Mawa. These are all bots watching us. If there were actually 800 people, in, we'd be seeing a much bigger stream of comments. So that's one way to know who is actually in the chats.
Yeah. Pumpkin saying stranger qualifying on racing mediums, but mediums are the softest option. Mediums and hards, I think, were the options for the race. I could be wrong. I think everyone should be on mediums.
And also penalties here, very easy to obtain. We saw Mr. Monday, a couple. I don't know if it was in GTSA earlier this year, or it might have been in the PSR series, another series from one of the other communities, where the man picked up a penalty after penalty after penalty. He was running with almost 2 seconds of penalties almost every lap. So for a track that I've seen a lot of penalties on drivers, they are very easy to obtain. And in these cars, a 0.5 second penalty, where the penalty line is on this track, on the Porsche straight, I think it is, under the Porsche banner. If you slow down 0.5 seconds, you will lose about 3 to 4 seconds in total, I think, more or less, depending if you can catch a slipstream to bring yourself back up to speed.
Yeah, bots.
Things is rest assured, I'm not a bot.
Mr. Phantom, whereabouts are you from? Have you joined GTSA, or are you just a visitor to the stream?
Visitor to the stream. He's a visitor to the stream. I know, like one of the other groups that I play, be it Destiny or First Sin, just other random fun games.
Awesome, welcome. Great
but
to have you with us.
We have raced in Gran Turismo before. We had some really fun and stupid moments in the game.
Yeah, so we got
Mondays is still getting penalized even now.
what you rate of S&P's Castrol livery. I don't know if you made it maybe just a quick download, but it looks great on this car.
It does look very good on this car. I think the lines of this car just really complement what the Castrol curvatures can do. So despite it not being Toyota, I was looking on the radar of Superman there, and I see there is a light blue
Heading
rain
this way.
cloud running through there. So by the way, Trevs is just mentioning to me why I should say the screen share isn't working. Even if you're on PS5, PS5 has an option to screen share, and that would have been ideal for me to see the action in real time with Steven. But unfortunately, streaming from the PS5 restricts you from using the share screen option. If anyone does want to know, for future reference as well. Visitor from Josie and had and a terrible GT driver. Ray's being generous. I do like to do that, but I mean, you don't just drive off track, Mr. Fink. So we could.
We got you can see some damp or blue on the track, but no damp on the meter, which is on the left next to the tires where you see the clock. Then the next, for the people that aren't used to it, the next gauge is your
And look at
moisture meter.
Kaylin's chat. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just seeing also as we're going. Mr. DNG, look at him go.
Yeah, as predicted, Sam driver, high downforce car, suddenly up to P2. So Levi's got a half-second penalty, so I don't think he's going to be able to do much on this lap. Well, actually, I lie. It's just going to cost him about half a second because you burn your penalty off before you get to the line on this circuit, with the penalty zone being towards the end. So Levi currently by half a second from Mr. DNG. Serious Sam 3/10 further back. He's also currently with a penalty. Ghost Killer 4th, Junelli 5th. Some penalties here. Yeah, still 6th, GTSA. Cav Steve penalty. SMP 9th. Brunavane currently in 10th. First man on the track, so he'll be coming through to finish his second flying lap shortly.
And you see the moisture levels are picking up a little bit here in the certain parts of the track. We'll see if the qualifying mimics this. We don't know if it's going to get worse or better. We see Sam now serving a penalty at the penalty line behind Supermani, and look at how much he was on Supermani still, and now that gap is pretty much gone to about a second and a half, 2 seconds maybe. So that's just how big of a difference that 0.5 can make.
We've got Christo saying
Go
go
Mr.
Mr.
DNG,
DNG.
go SAM. Yeah, Mr. DNG really loving that. As I thought, seeing him in that SF last week, I already saw this man is going to be a contender for the final race again.
Richard all the way down in 12th.
his element.
We've got Kidder. That's how you drive, Mr. DNG. Keep doing what you're doing. So all the same guys are in the stream now. The bots are going away. Levi still currently pole. RBS moves up to second. Only 3/10 down on Levi, who improved. Mr. DNG was third. Levi improves by 1.6 seconds on that lap.
Oof.
Or no,
Beautiful lap there.
he dropped the time to 309.6.
Oh, Mr. DNG just bumps the pit wall there.
Now, interestingly, we got guys boxing, and they're going to put the tires on that they're starting on. You have to use a hard in this race, and you're starting with 65% fuel. There's a possibility of rain, so personally what I'd do is, if it was me, I like trying to stay out in case there's rain, and we know there should be some around halfway, 20 minutes, so maybe throw the hard tire on, like a lot of them seem to be doing. Use a hard tire until the rain comes, get the compulsory tire out the way, and then if you have to put weights on, you can switch to the mediums for the end. Otherwise we might have some guys having to go to hards for 5 laps.
Oh yeah, that would not be the medium and the hard pace is quite a big difference. 309 currently by 309.604 by Levitius. Mr. DNG 3/10 off of that, so sitting just under 3 minutes 10 seconds. I know Sam said in his decisions he knows that 308s are possible, but it's very dangerous. Rather play it safe and avoid spinning. RBS goes to the logs right now. That's what
There we go.
two tenths off Levitius's time.
No,
Oh wait, two tenths
1.4.
sorry of Mr. DNG.
Yeah.
Sorry, two tenths from Mr. DNG. 1.4. So
He did that a
Levitius
while
really showing flames right now.
He did that a little while back, but then Levi jumped. He was 3/10 behind, so Levi improved by 1.1 on his last lap. And we're off for the final race of season 2.
Fifth.
S&P did a great job there. Ghost Killer 6, Cav Steve 7th, Junelli, Manny, Yasteel, Brunavane, GTRSA, OJ, and Richard. We've got the lights on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And let's go, go, go. And just to throw Murray Walk out there. It looked like Brunavane got big wheel spin in the background there. He was mid-pack and he dropped to the back. Might have jumped the start slightly. We run super close together.
Very close. Levitius does go wide. But yeah, close together. No incidents so far.
OBS was right behind.
Not in this race. If I saw that in advance, I wouldn't. I would have maybe joined ahead of time. But too late now. I don't want to lag the lobby.
So you get a penalty there through that.
A couple of guys going wide.
Mr. DNG currently.
And that's the thing. It's very easy to pick up penalties on that corner before the first big straight. Going slightly wide, even if you just get 2 tires on, or 4 tires on.
Oh, we had 3 abreast into the first chicane. Someone overshoots and it's coming back on track. I think that's GTRSA that got involved there. But interestingly, Sam managed to jump the pack there a little bit. Early on in the first couple corners, DNG, who was third, RBS who was second, they've dropped a couple places.
And look at that, Sam is now in Levitius slipstream. That's going to bring the gap down quite a bit, but he does have that 0.5 second penalty to deal with. So we'll see if he can manage to get close up enough to Levitius before he serves his penalty. Then it should give him enough space to stick in the slipstream and not fall too far back.
Yeah, look at this battle for third coming down the straight chain.
GRSA moving up, Slipstream City approaching. Who DC'd? It's Hollywood. Hollywood didn't join the race after his first 2 races. I think he's just not in the mental state to be running this third race, so he's rather, I think, probably keeping the rest of the pack closer together by maybe thinking he might cause issues here or there. But Sam right on the tail of Levitius. He does go for a move as well.
TNG takes third back.
Sam into first place. Just towards the end of the straight there.
Are you watching Sam's stream? Or Levi's stream?
No. I'm just watching the traffic
distance.
and the logs, the distance, yeah.
So Sam takes his penalty and Levi goes back through.
Time,
Good strategy
I think that's
there.
the perfect time for Sam to serve his penalty, yeah.
Perfect. Now he's S&P's now got past DNG again. RBS fighting back. He passes RBS, Mr. DNG. So those 3 having a great battle.
Love the way these cars take the corners so fast, so quick through there. So Superman here, OJ. So we see the pace boys dropping a bit far besides Sam here. So we'll see if the Superman doing very well, OJ in 7th. Will they be able to catch up to this pack in the front? And by the way, let's just look at the tires that everyone's running at the moment.
I think pretty much everyone's on hards. We'll confirm that now, but all the front runners are.
Okay, I think that is the smarter decision to do, start off on the hards. I think if there was no rain, I think it's like 4 laps hards and 4 laps on hards, yeah, and then 2 stints of 5 on the mediums.
And Levi's got that gap at a second at the moment. Yeah, speaking to Yastiel earlier, he said that the 65% fuel will do about 4 laps. Full tank they can do about 7, and you can do that on mediums or hards. So that's probably why they're running.
And look at that, Sam was out of the 1 second distance from Lavitius, and he scored that up just with a little bit of slipstream. So Lavitius is going to be looking at his mirrors, does get a much better exit going on to the next straight, and again the gap starts closing down slowly but surely. Not enough for Lavitius to be worried right now, but the tailwind blowing the cars for much faster. We'll see if Sam can pull that bit of a gap back after much slower first section compared to Lavitius.
Yeah, one man with a lot of work to do is Mr. VSR Richard. He's currently 9th after coming 2nd in both races, to stand a chance of overall. If he wins this, he can take the overall race, but not looking likely at the moment. 11 seconds down in 9th. Never know what happens though with
OJJDS with the penalty.
Yeah, he looks like he will be catching up. Ginelli will catch OJ, and Richard might get back. Yeah, well, OJ goes wide and he gets past before he serves the penalty. So Richard up to 8th, OJ 9th. GTSA wild card is not wild carding tonight. Ghost Killer's also a bit further back than usual in this race. Cav Steve 12th, Brunavane up to 11th now after the start, and you're still in 14th currently.
Yeah, Sting saying real people are missing a good race here for sure. If we could swap that bots out with actual viewers, it would be crazier right now.
Yeah, Sam's hanging in there. RBS has got past Mr. DNG up to 3rd now. DNG's got past SMP, so SMP goes back to 4th. Superman takes SMP for 5th. Might have served a penalty on that last straight.
Penalty, that Superman is catching up. He is closing the gap slowly but surely. It's still 2.5 seconds, so nothing to be really worried about for Mr. DNG and RBS.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's looking quite dark there, but now on Manny's map I can see some light rain coming in. Light blue doesn't mean it's heavy rain or will even wet the track at the moment, but it is a mist. And if we ride on board and look to the left, there's some dark clouds, so we possibly will have some rain in a couple minutes. Everyone's going through, which is the right thing to do, but it's a long lap, so you don't want to get caught out there. If you're at the back, would you take a gamble now and pit for inters? Someone like Yastiel. Well, here we have Brunavane's in. He's just in on hards, and Yastiel goes through. Cav Steve goes through, so it's only Brunner rolling the dice. I mean, if it pours with rain and he fits inters or wets, he'll end up being a minute ahead by the end of the lap.
That's the thing. Once that meter, I think with the hard tires, if you're in the first 30% beneath that or just on that first line, that's when it starts getting really treacherous on the hard tire, on the hard slicks.
Well, Sam overshoots the corner and he's already got a 1 second penalty, so Sam's struggling a little bit at the moment, and he's does a 360 for the fans and keeps on going, but that drops him down a couple of places. DNG's also got a 1 second penalty currently, so RBS is taken 2nd place, and he's going to have a nice little gap at the moment. Was heavy damage on for this race? So I can't actually remember. I think with the weather I might have left. Either. Pumpkin says he's just warming up the tyres with that donut. So Sam down to 6th from 2nd. Let's look for someone who's got to wear the map on.
Despite being not a major incident, yes, it was a spin, but fortunately he ended up on the right side of the track. So Galara goes to mediums. Interesting.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's just pitted for fuel. Mr.
DNG with a big send.
He has some heavy rain coming now on Manny's radar. Not heavy, but enough to actually need inters if it stays like that. I'd like to see someone with a zoomed out track map at the moment.
Yeah. I always want to say you should check the big radar, but we'd be missing so much action because it takes about, I think,
Look at
10 to
this
15
4th, 5th,
seconds.
6th battle at the moment. S&P and Manny go past Sam, or stay ahead of Sam, sorry, after his spin. He's going to serve his penalty now. He had that 1 second before he cut the chicane, and then he had dirty tyres and it just threw him around there. So it's dropped Sam right off the back.
Yeah,
looking good for Levi at the moment.
Does not want at the moment. Looking good, very good for Levi. Even RBS.
Richard in 8th is
RBS
catching the guys ahead of him, but he's gone from 11.5 to 15 seconds behind Levi.
So not Richard's best car that he's driving at the moment. We know he is exceptionally strong in 3 and Group 4. I mean, even in the road cars, he's doing really well.
Fast, you mean?
Yeah, fast. Super fast in the Group 3.
I'm exceptionally slow. He's exceptionally fast.
Did I say exceptionally slow?
Possibly, I don't know. Could be me.
Oh wow, that would be a big blunder.
DC Gaming, welcome to the chat.
Also.
I haven't seen you talking too much there.
Holy bots.
Junelli into the pits. He's still got 21% fuel. I think maybe he's just calculated that he can run some medium pace for a while.
Any DCs here? How many DCs can you spot? Steve also not having a great race at the moment. Kilara has made up a fair amount of time. I think that a time to the leader was about 1 minute and 10 seconds, or 1 minute 11, as he got out of the pits. So we'll see if he does do a fast lap here. I think this is his flying lap. Kilara's flying lap currently.
Levi 7.4 seconds ahead at the moment. 1.4 seconds faster than RBS on the last lap. RBS has a nice 3.5 second gap to DNG, and then DNG's got all kinds of problems behind him because he's got S&P, Manny, Sam and Richard all in fairly close contact. So a little nice pressure on the back there. But
despite that,
he's holding a solid third
DNG
right
had
now.
a 1 second penalty as well.
Yeah.
He had a 1 second penalty last lap, so he's made that back. Yeah, Sam unfortunately is having a big.
Oh, and who's that went round? S&P and Manny just went round through that chicane. S&P still trying to get sorted out here.
Oh, I wonder if there was a move made there. But now S&P with a lot of damage. Front bumper, rear bumper, front right, left, rear. That's going to really dampen his speed down the straight.
Manny gets always no damage. He was facing sideways. I think they're both just pushing a bit hard through there. So Richard up to 5th now. Here's a 313.3 last time. Sam, we know, had that incident, so here's a 325, 314 from Mr. DNG, so 312 from Richard. So Richard was the 3rd fastest on the track last time around. We'll see what happens now. We must also just go to the back and see Brunova and what he does on this flying lap once they come through. But at the moment it's all Levi, Levitas Peripol, Mr. Peripol sets a purple time.
Doing exceptionally well. He's just poised. He's confident. He's consistent and consistently fast at that.
He comes in, sun's out again, so track conditions, good thing no one pitted for wet tyres there. Levi in with 8.2 second lead. RBS comes in. That's the DNG. We're not.
And I don't think we'll see anyone go for another lap. It's not worth saving fuel with these cars. You lose way too much power. Serious Sam back up to 4th. Or did he drop you? I think he was at 6 at one point. Yeah, with SMP and Superman having a bit of a moment there earlier. So Sam back up to 4th. Does have a lot of time to make up to get back his 2nd place that he was holding pretty well up until his pirouette on track. A little bit of rain, but nothing to worry about.
Yeah, looking.
Everyone in GTSA goes for another lap. Interesting.
Remember, GTSA has always been quite good with fuel management. He's been saving this last time. RBS goes onto mediums, DNG goes onto mediums. Levi's
I
on the
wonder if
mediums
he's
already.
trying to do a one-stop. Oh my word, he's doing a one-stop. I'm sure GTSA is going to be doing a one-stop. The pit time here is, I think, about 40 seconds, 50 seconds total with fuel. So interesting. He's shifting up extremely early. So I think he might be doing another lap on this tank of fuel, and then going to a set of mediums to do the rest of the race. I don't know if the mediums will last that long, unless he's going to do another hard stint or maybe 2 shorter medium stints. We'll see. But Kilara currently setting 3 minutes 10 8.854. Sorry,
So it's a
but he
tenth
didn't make
quicker
up
than
many
Levi
positions
on
with
hard. Let's see where he is now. Manny with a half-second penalty with OJ right behind him, and Galara's 10th, but he's right with OJ and Manny. Goes through on.
Oh, very close racing. A very solid move there by Gilara. Turns his defense against OJ now intending to attack. But now OJ is going to have the slipstream. He might zoom right past. You can see how fast that OJ is putting that car there. But I don't know, will it be enough? Is he going to go for the move? You see, he does not commit. He actually slows down, maybe just to save a little bit of extra fuel, not committing to a move. Because the going for a move on these tracks can also be very detrimental. You can lose a lot of time by battling with someone. So OJ just holding back for now and using that slipstream to carry him forward.
Yeah, I see Manny's got the penalties to serve and Galara's got OJ right behind him. I don't think he'll push to pass too much because there's a couple about 30 seconds away from the penalty zone. He'll just get a free pass here sitting behind Manny. Battle with Ghost Killer and S&P behind, but S&P's got a 1 second penalty. Shame, it was a pity about S&P's spin early on when he was moving up nicely through the field. Who's next then? Yeah, Steele's currently 13th. He'll be disappointed that we haven't had a heavy downpour. Cav Steve currently in 14th place. S&P pitted early, so he's got less fuel than the guys around him. Who else is there? Manny Branavane also less fuel. Those were two earlier stoppers. Branavane on lap 3, I think, and then lap 2 and lap 3. Generally comfortably there in P7. GTRSA comes in now, the last of the guys to pit, 5 laps. Do you think he'll make 9? He made 5 on 65%, where the other guys could only make 4. So he did 20% more. If they're doing 7, 20%, 8.5, he might just be able to stretch it. We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah, I think you will be able to stretch it, to be fair.
9 laps.
But the thing is, what is he gonna do? Will those medium tires last for 7, 8 laps? I don't think so. I think you might have to put for tires as the thing.
Rather
But
than
the
fuel.
thing is, if you won't need to put for fuel, if you only need to put for fuel, that might save him a big chunk of time as well.
Yeah,
Or he might just decide now to push. I don't know.
refuel
We'll see.
rate
He's
quite
always
slow.
he's always the dark horse and always
Yeah.
interesting with the fuel rate is slow, but he's always a very interesting chance. He goes on to the intermediates as well.
It's getting dark again. We did see there was a patch of rain coming around about now. Didn't look like enough that they'd have to pit, but we never know. Pity we can't control it from here. Then you'd see what the Suzzbox combos are. I'd be watching like, this needs some action.
It would be nice to be able to see.
The gap's too big at the front. Let me wait for Levi to go past and throw heavy rain. So my bots are leaving. We only got 7:30 now.
Yeah, no, let it chill. Jun Ali also doing very well, staying in 6th position right now. He goes to another set of hard, so he's going in it for the long run. Going to finish off on mediums. I'm not sure. I think if you can, you could probably make the time back in a pit stop by doing a longer hard stint if you're not losing too much time. But at the current moment, if John Ali he keeps running 313s to 315s, he might just maybe gain another maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah,
So
Mr.
it's
DNG
possible.
was catching RBS. And I think Sam was catching both, but DNG's just got a penalty, so he's going to drop back a little bit again. He was only 1.6 behind RBS, and RBS has also caught Levi a little bit, gapped down to 6.5 from 9 after the pit stop. So I'm not sure if we're having like a grip issue, not issue, but now sometimes the track gets a little bit less slippery for the guys behind when there's damp conditions. Where's Manny? Let's see if we have mist on the track.
Yeah, the tires will definitely wear out a lot slower than they usually do on the dry track, but it's not going to be. Um, it's at least there's no wet, and Superman on wet tires. I even noticed that now.
Yeah,
So both of them making
he took a gamble there that I don't
mistakes
think's
in the
working.
wheelwise. Yeah.
Levi gap down to 6.1. RBS after the penalty at 2.2 ahead of DNG, 2 seconds to Sam. It looked like RBS was on a fast lap there. We'll see what Levi does. Here 3.12 it looks like. RBS 3.11.1. So it was 1.2 quicker than his previous best. It's so dark around the track at the moment if you're looking. I think the time of day it's getting into evening now. Lights are coming on.
And I see the gap is slowly coming down. RBS is catching Leviticus at the moment. So RBS doing also very exceptionally well with his high downforce cars. You can see he's bringing everything to the table. But
Sam right on the
yeah,
back of Mr. DNG. I was also looking, Mr. DNG and Sam have used more fuel than RBS. Levi's slightly better.
So I wonder if they maybe underfueled a bit. Sam also getting a penalty on towards that straight. So both DNG and Serious Sam getting stacking their penalties. But RBS having a very good clean race. I think is at on total race pace possibly slower than Mr. D and Serious Sam, but they're losing all the time by picking up all those tiny little penalties. They're all accumulating.
Well, RBS was second on the grid, but then he had a bit of an issue somewhere in those first few corners because he went from second to fourth or fifth. Brandewyn's looking at a move on VSR Richard currently sitting in fifth. Brandewyn was way back at one stage, so he's definitely doing well. Fastest lap last time around on his mediums. Remember he pitted early,
And
but
look at the wind direction. 10 meters a second going in, what's that, northwest?
Was going behind down the the back straight, Malzahn straight. Now it's blowing across the track. But yeah, Brandewyn's definitely doing a good job here. 10.6 last time around. His last 3 laps have been in the 3-minute 10s. And he's now got past Richard up to 5th. He's the early pit stop.
Yeah,
I think on lap 3, and he was down.
Look at the speed. Yeah, look at the speed that they're reaching on the straights now. We'll see with this current straight, they'll be reaching extreme speeds now with 10.4 meters a second. But they were going from 325 to 330 kilometers, now down to just managing 300s before they had to stop.
RBS had got the gap down to 3.7, but he's serving got a half-second penalty that he's serving, so it goes back up into the 4s here. That half-second costs you about a second.
Sam, Mr. DNG, RBS all have the penalties. Sam looked for a move there into the penalty line. What's going to happen between the two of them? They were side by side momentarily.
It looks like Sam is going to go through, and DNG goes off. Sorry.
Oh.
Side by side into the Porsche curves doesn't work. It was hard to see, but it looks quite slippery out there, and DNG's just lost about 9 seconds. The gap at the front still 5.3. Even though it's not raining.
So Sam is now. Yeah, I don't know if that was an incident. Either way, Sam is now going to be looking to get his redemption position back into P2. There is still 5 seconds, so RBS is closing the gap to Leviticus, which is crazy to see. So RBS is now, he's pushing up every horsepower that he can from that Red Bull 2019. Mr. DNG picks up another 0.5 second penalty. Gilara with a 1 second penalty. Richard
Gilara had a
has
big issue
penalty.
maybe with Richard, because he did a 318 last time around and Richard at 322. And we saw Brunavane pass Richard, so maybe they had contact for both of them to lose 10 seconds on that lap.
That's massive. Yeah, and I think also maybe it might just be team orders. Maybe they wanted to swap positions, but ended up giving too much space to each other. That's happened
I think they just felt bad for Mr. DMG going off and losing their 10 seconds, so they also went off there. Because they had a chance to go through and get third and fourth, but they stayed in fourth and fifth, but they stayed in fifth and sixth. We've got OJ now right behind Richard, putting some pressure on. Let's go back. Ghost Killer having a bit of a lonely race, 4 seconds ahead of him and 4 behind of open track. S&P 4 ahead and 12 behind, just gets a 1 second penalty. Still up to 10th now. He's got Ginelli right behind him. And they both got quite a big gap, 12 seconds to Steve. And then GTRSA is currently a minute behind.
And I see also back in the
12
chat,
seconds ahead of Manny.
My favorite part of the just checking in on the chats. Mr. Fig saying favorite part of the stack. I didn't see when he sent that, but maybe that was high speed section.
Yeah,
I know. I do like
about the straight.
I do like that part of the track.
I see RSA went for hards again, so he's still definitely has to pit. Well, actually, I lie. He doesn't have to pit. He can do 2 hard stints. What we're talking about. Manny pops in with his weights. Obviously the rain's not coming, and he had absolutely no grip at the back.
So that's
weights
unfortunate gamble that didn't work out. Man, he went in with $1 million and didn't win a cent.
Bet everything on red and came up black. Levi gap holding now at 5.5 to GTRSA. I mean RBS GT Racing, Alphabet Racing again.
Alphabet Racing. Yeah.
Sam's closed in 2 seconds on this lap.
Yeah, and he's catching quite fast.
Another second now.
Sam doing incredibly well. He does like these high downforce cars, but as we've seen before, just slight little mistakes. I think he might pick up a penalty on that.
RBS coming into the pits.
Maybe.
RBS in. Get rid of the mediums. His tires are about the same.
This is the point. Like,
I
think these are the point where the exit speeds can be really detrimental on the rear end. So we'll see if Sam can manage the slow exits, especially out of the chicanes, each chicane, and just the slow exits. That's gonna be where you really need to control your throttle. So I don't know. Either RBS is gonna go to another set of hards. He could go to another set of mediums, but
I think he'll go
we'll
hards
see.
again.
We'll see what's the gamble there. Possibly and that's the thing. If you can control your throttle in this cars, Gilara went a good solid amount of laps. I think 5 laps total on the medium tires. So you can see he lost a fair chunk of time running those mediums to the end. So we'll see now if he will be able to catch up some time. I see still no rain on track, nothing in the radars. I'm busy just checking in on Levity's stream here. He's also worried about there being no rain. So we'll see. What happens like towards the latter stages here.
It was random weather for the first 3 and last 3 blocks, so we could have a R8 level rain come right at the end or halfway through the last lap. Who knows? So it's not guaranteed it won't rain.
Yeah, maybe we'll see the rain on like the last 2 laps and pull a interesting strategy call from the guys. Sam in second now. We'll see RBS if he does manage to claw back that time, because he was 2 seconds ahead of Sam before going into that pit.
Yeah, it was 1.5.
Although Sam does have a penalty.
Sam's taken second out of Levi on this lap, but got himself a half second, which doesn't help. DNG 13 seconds back, not too far considering he lost 10 seconds on, what was it, lap 5?
Yeah, I think
No, sorry, lap 7.
OJGS actually picked. He's doing incredibly well, being up in 4th now as well, being the wild card of this race again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the gamblers, GTRSA and Supermani, both unfortunately losing out a lot of time by going on to wet weather tires when it wasn't needed. So we'll see. Ghost Gear Pace is slightly close to VSR Richard. Richard is catching up to OJ as it is right now. So we'll still see the top 4th, 5th, and 6th, and yeah,
Sam.
4th, 5th, and 6th are very close in contention.
See,
So
now Sam, with his hard pushing,
see
he
if he
needs to
manage.
pit this lap. He came in at the same time as Levi. Levi's still got almost half a tank.
And I see damage on Sam's car as well, so he might have went into a bit of into a wall, maybe on the exit
No.
or entry onto the Porsche straight. It's easy to pick up damage just by scratching the wall there.
I don't see any
But
on
Mr.
Sam.
DNG is yeah.
DNG,
We'll see what he does.
Sam's into the pits. He was 14 seconds behind, so that's obviously when you start braking. It was about.
Yeah, so
Mr.
Sam I
DNG
think is going to
also
go
in.
into another set of mediums for Sam, and I think Mr. DNG as well. DNG saving a lot of fuel though, so he's going to gain maybe 2 or 3 seconds on the fueling.
Yeah, Ghost Killer and
We'll
S&P.
see. Maybe he'll gain up all his time. Ghost Killer giving a lot of fuel as well, so maybe that's going to play to Ghost Killer's advantage as well. Interesting. These guys are
RBS
really
went
close.
for another set of
What will
mediums.
RBS do?
He's 43 seconds off the lead, so we'll have to see how long it takes Levi in the pits. But Levi was, what was it, about 7 seconds ahead of him when he went in? 6 seconds, sorry, around there. Yeah, Steele's out. He's back to being 6 seconds behind RBS. Sam in 4th, Ginelli 5th, Mr. DNG down to 6th.
Yeah, and you can see how much time RBS has gained there. I think he was about 8 seconds. No, what was it? 2.5 seconds.
Sorry, yeah, Steele and Ginelli haven't
he's
pitted
now,
yet.
What, like 10?
I don't think they'll make it all the way to the end, but they might. Yes, is just still doing a one stop here. Looking at his fuel, I don't think he can. No, he won't do four more laps after this. He'll have to come in this lap, I think.
I think it's. Yeah, I think it'll be. Maybe he might be able to eke out 2 laps, but the tires are going to be the biggest problem towards the end of this stint. Because you can't get all that exit speed, especially 3rd gear is treacherous. The first 3 gears right now are very, very temperamental. If you just accelerate a little bit too early, you could spin out your car.
Levi coming up to lap Manny, who had his adventures with the soft tires.
Wet tires.
Yeah, wet tires, sorry. The very soft wet tires that got chewed up and spat out. Viewer count back up to 856. I see back up RBS to Levi staying at 43 seconds, even though Levi's got the fresh tires. He's also got more fuel. Dark saying, how do we join GTSA League? Go look for our Facebook page. I think, Kaylin, you can actually share the links to our socials on the chat there, but Gran Turismo SA or South Africa on Facebook. Send a message and it will send you the Discord link. And Sting says, please vote at bots. While we're waiting for Levi to pit and see how this shakes out, everyone in the chat, let's get hashtag Rhino, hashtag Right Recruitment, or hashtag Mayfair in the comments there. Shout out to our sponsors for the season. And Levi comes in. He's still at a quarter of a tank of fuel. Come on, bots, we're at 909. Let's see if you guys can bring your bot friends for 1,000.
909, bot not found. Yeah, so we'll see. What is this? 43 seconds to RBS. we'll see how much further that gap comes down. Sorry, this is my parents
Well,
talking.
it was
So I'm on mute for a
6
second.
seconds. They both shouldn't pit. RBS will obviously have older tyres. Levi comes out. RBS is going over the start-finish line. So the gap probably about 10 seconds. We'll see shortly. 10, 9, 9.2, 8.7 into the hairpin. It's call it 8 seconds. Obviously, RBS has 2 laps older tyres, so that won't help him towards the end. 7.7 the gap. So Levi just has to control this. Fresh tyres, enough fuel now to the end. Mr. DNG is
And I see
up to third again.
Mr. DNG ahead of Sam now.
Sam not having a good out lap, it looks like. He did 10 seconds less on the pit lap, so maybe he had an incident. But he's at 5.3 behind Mr. DNG, so if Sam wants a podium, he needs to pick up the pace a bit. Hashtag no pun on pace. Galara P5, OJ P6, Richard P7. I think all of these guys have made their pit stop now, all on racing mediums it looks like.
And Galara doing incredibly great comeback. Has really good tires to spare. So everyone's probably going to be running to the end right now.
We'll see I went through the top guys. P9 is SMP. He was doing so well earlier that I think it was lap 5. Yeah, lap 4 he lost 30 seconds odd. You're still in 10th place. Cavar Steve up to 11th. Ginelli 12th. GTRSA 13th. And Supermanian 14th. The only one on hards at the moment is GTRSA. Gap saying pretty much the same.
GTRSA running. Yeah, GTRSA is probably going to maybe run one lap. He was in the hards in the early start.
Yeah, he only had
another set of hards, so he's going to finish off on the mediums maybe for the last lap.
Just looking at him, I don't think he has to pit again. He'll stay on the hards because it's only compulsory hards. It's not have to use both.
Oh, I see.
He's got enough fuel and his tyres are still good. I think he's just doing the hard stop.
Yeah, unfortunately, the intermediate stop in the middle that ruined things, and the wet stop for Manny that ruined things for him. So, unfortunate, and that's just the thing with the weather radar. You can trust it, but how much do you trust it is the thing.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We still got
most of the field didn't.
We got 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 3 laps to be fair.
Let's get some heavy rain in here and shake this up, GT. Random weather. Pumpkin says he didn't read his WhatsApp.
Looking at the scenery, the clouds. I didn't read his WhatsApp. The clouds
looks like a starry night.
Doesn't look like it's gonna. Yeah. So maybe there is a chance of rain with what it looks like right now, but we'll see. Maybe by the end of next lap, we'll see maybe how it looks then. Then we can maybe estimate from there if there will be rain.
Yeah. The gap's still 7.8, 7.7, staying about the same. RBS did his best lap last time around a 3 minute 10.8, still 2/10 off Brunnevain's best lap of the race. Mr. DNG 3 minutes 11.7, Sam 3:13.4. Brunnevain finally drops out. He was doing all those 10s earlier, then pitted, made a few mistakes. He did 11.6 last time around. Closing in on Sam though, 1.6 behind, so he might even get into the top 4. It was a great comeback, as you said, by Brunnevain. OJ not too far behind, then Richard. If you're watching, looking just above the speed on the screen there, you can see the reflection of the light on the glass cockpit. You've got to love the graphics in this game. Oh, Sam just died and Richard almost hit him. So Sam died of death.
Oh, unfortunate.
Sam back going,
that's his championship over.
He's got Ghost Killer going through, moves out the way. Can see some lights a couple seconds back, so Richard up to 6th now, Brunnevain up to 5th.
Yeah, I think like Sam's idea, as much as he enjoys the car, I think it was just a little bit too ambitious on the throttle in some of the corners. You've seen him make mistakes here and there, but yeah, unfortunately, it just gets to you once you make that first mistake. It sort of gets
Yeah.
into your mind. It's like, don't make another mistake, don't make another mistake, and that causes you to make another mistake. So, and then you'll start racing with frustration, and it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Hashtag bot viewers, let's go. Uh, we got RBS still taking a couple tenths here and there from Levi, but realistically, I think Levi is probably just holding that 7-second gap, trying not to make mistakes. We've seen how it can bite from almost everyone except the top two. I think's had a spin at one stage because Mr. DNG was right up here, and now he's 16 behind RBS after that spin we saw him have. OJ's probably one that I don't think had a big accident. He's just been consistent the whole way through the race.
Really consistent all the way through, yeah.
Brunavane, he's come back. Richard, we saw have a bit of an issue at one stage. You can start seeing the sparks of cars ahead now.
Yeah, so looks like also the OJ and Gilara might be fighting for position towards the end of this race. I think Ghost Killer does let Sam through. I think Sam does know, and Ghost Killer does know that Sam is better on pace, overall race pace right now. So they don't want to hold each other up, since SM3 Pro is just lurking in the background there.
Yeah.
So they want to try and get away as much as they can from SM3 Pro, so as to not lose 7th and 8th position. But RBS and Mr. DNG definitely doing a solid job. Even OJGDS as well. And we'll see, Gilara is also creeping up to the back of OJGDS. So we don't know yet. Any tiny little mistake could just bring you into that slipstream position.
That's a nice battle here, 7th, 8th and 9th at the moment.
Yeah, closest battle on track, I think. Second closest battle on track. OJ and Gilara is closer. OJ, Gilara and Richard, I think are close up.
Just going through. So it's 8 seconds on the lead, 16 back from Mr. DNG, 15 from OJ, but OJ's got Gilara right with him, as you said. So Brunavane made that 1.5 seconds up, and he's looking for 4th place. A big shout out to RBS in this race. After the first event, he didn't have such a great M3 race, but what was his second or third last race? Third, I think, in the GR3. Now running a comfortable second in the main race. Gilara and OJ side by side.
Get overtaken. Yeah, and I think what would be the better thing right now is just to work together, OJ and Gilara, to take Richard out of the question as well, because the more they battle together, the closer it brings Richard into the fray. But again, that slipstream is so powerful with these cars, especially now we got a tailwind pushing the cars even slightly bit faster. You can see those cars just hovering around 310 kilometers unless
Sam's DC'd.
And you see that major.
Ish.
Oh
Sorry,
no!
Sam.
Unfortunate.
Luckily, not luckily, but he was in 7th at the time. Lisa wasn't when he was running second, battling for the lead. So Giller takes 4th place there. He's gapped OJ. Richard coming quite quick behind. OJ's tyres not too bad. Brunner's tyres are also quite well worn. Richard with the best of theirs. Then it's 15 seconds from 4th to 5th, 3rd. 3rd to 2nd, 17 seconds, and 8 seconds from 2nd to 1st. I think RBS's tyres are starting to reach a sell-by date. They did do his best lap again last time around at 10.2. Levi absolutely smashed it with a 9.8 last time around, so that's why the gap opened up again.
Yeah, so but
you can see these low fuel runs. RBS is looking at hitting
doing very well in his final stint here.
209 this lap as well. I think Levi might do a 208 here. Let's just watch him cross the line. 208.8.
2 minutes around Le Mans would be crazy.
308.8, yeah.
Oof.
310.2 goes to a 310.0. So Levi smashed at that lap 1.2 quicker than RBS. Starts his final laps 3 minutes away from the title. I think as long as he doesn't spin and drop to 10th here. We can quite safely say that, I think. Currently without...
Mr. DNG doesn't have any issues to worry about as well. It's just to bring on the race.
Yeah. Not
keep
in
it
this
smooth,
race.
keep it clean. Yeah.
We still have
For
pending
once,
reports.
he's in
possibly,
a lonely race.
We don't... First two races, even this race, we could have some reports. So these are all provisionals, but I think we'll have the results, about provisional results for the overall 5 minutes time after the race, and I'm also going to try get a few of the guys to jump into the chat. About, don't know if RBS made a mistake there, or it's just Levi's continued pace. The gap's up to 12.9 now. Still 14 seconds. I think RBS might have just run a bit wide or something, because he's definitely running out of grip. Mr. DNG's looked after his tyres better on this stint, or I think he stopped a lap after as well. Brunner 4th, 2.7 ahead of OJ. He's pulled away. Richard, not his best result. Great performance in the other two races. Maybe he's not as used to this car, but that spin early on really counted him out the overall. He did win. We are second in the first and second race, right? So if he gets up into fifth here and holds it, that he's still in contention for an overall podium here. I can't remember quite where Giller was in the first two races, and we know Mr. DNG had a few rougher races, so Richard, every point's valuable now to get a top 3 podium and cash in on the prizes at the end.
So it's a really solid drive by all of the guys. Gilara, I think, with the driver of the day tag here, coming back from all the way at the back of the pack, going to pit early, but managed those tires to perfection. And I think minimal mistakes, also penalties here and there, but otherwise no spins. Koskila Pace also not having a good time with the car. The Pace boys in general. Sam is doing incredibly well at its insane pace, but
just as I was following Manny fighting GTSA, the guys that pitted for weights, Manny has a big spin and gets engine damage. So Levi coming to take the win, take the title. I didn't really expect anything less. The man, when he pushes times, barely had fuel left at the end there, but he does another 209 on the last lap, 17 seconds ahead of RBS. I don't know if RBS backed off to save fuel, or he's lost another 4 seconds to Mr. DNG, but RBS comes across to take second. I think that will possibly put him into second in the overalls. We'll have to wait a couple minutes and see. I'm sure he'll be happy with that though. DNG gets a half-second penalty.
That will shoot him up right to second place, I think.
We must definitely keep an eye out for the SAM drivers in the high downforce races.
For sure, DNG showing what he's capable of.
Coming through from
RBS just being consistent as well.
Yeah. Giller comes across and takes 4th. Something happened to Richard because he's not in the top 8 now. OJ gets 5th. We missed what happened there. Richard was having the 1,000 out of only 1,000 out of 10,000, or did you mean 10,000 out of 10,000? RBS?
Yeah.
Because
probably 10,000 out of 10,000.
1,000 out of 10,000 is like 1 out of 10. S&P
so 1 out of 10, yeah.
S&P got 6, Ghost Killer 7th, yeah, still 8th. Richard dropped all the way to 9th on that last lap. Lost 20 seconds, 3:32. I'm sure he won't be happy with that, but he'll be back in our more regular seasons. Cav Steve gets 10th. His first full season with us, and he did a great job. Regular pool 1 driver now.
A very good job.
Contender for most improved driver of the year, or newcomer of the year. I think we might have given him newcomer of the year last year. Junelli 11th over the line. Supermanny's timed out. GTRSA coming to finish. He's coming through the Porsche curves.
Yeah, that's so unreal to see how fast those cars take those curves. But Levertius two-time GTSA champion now. RBS taking the runner up, and Mr. DNG to get the podium. I
So
think
good lap
as
from
things stand.
good lap from GTRSA at the end there.
Yeah. A solid run by the guys. Well done to all our drivers, and again to GTSA for making all of these races happen. It's been an incredible season. Nations, manufacturers, all of it, close contention, positions jumping. Unfortunately, no rain to spice up the race a little bit more, but overall, good racing by everyone. Was the DNG really with a comeback once again, making his face known for these high downforce races.
Yeah, lots of guys congratulating Levi in the chat there. Just going to try and invite some of the guys into the chat party so we can have a little word with them. See, Ghost Killer and GTRSA is left, SMP's left the room, but they can join the chat still. RBS come jump into the chat here. Great race there, the last third and second. If we had a fourth race, you might even jump into the first. Although I don't know, Levi was on a mission tonight. Keep an eye on the GTSA website. I know they're busy quickly getting a chat party going. Yeah. There were one or two cars going off at one stage where we didn't see what happened, so we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. But so I've sent a invite or two to the chat, but I just want to quickly see if we can tell them on Discord as well. I wanted to have a quick. So RBS is jumping in. I see.
Good evening. Good evening.
Evening, Mr. RBS. GT
Good evening,
Racing.
Mr. RBS.
I'm going to kick you out now because you gave me 1,000 out of 10,000.
Oh man, I gave you a million out of a million.
Okay, there you go. Good second and third race, especially. How do you enjoy that?
It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, no, you really showed your flair with that Red Bull. Also, I see on the list is I think the only 25th anniversary edition, so making your name stand out there even more. And solid fast lap there. Fast lap for personal best there. But yeah, Liv just ran away with it.
Yeah,
but overall, you came back with fire.
I saw in the
final stint.
In the first medium stint, I think he was still saving a little bit. I was catching him, and yeah, then it went away. And I ran out of fuel actually on the last lap. So
I saw you dropping off there.
Yeah.
Oh, and just by the way, Pumpkin's Fest says you're disqualified for the wrong car. It's not
I see we got Mr. Junali jumping into the chat here. Welcome. Tell us how your night went.
Hello. Oh, I can't see in the dark.
That was a big problem.
Yeah, it's quite cool. It's quite cool, but I need more practice. I could not see shit, eh? Yes. But I survived. I finished it. But I think I hit the wall twice. Damn it. Anyway, great fun.
There we go. So I've got some provisional results while we're waiting. Anyone want to guess that Levi got 49 out of 49 possible points?
Oh, well done to him for winning the championship.
He was gone.
He just flew.
He was gone. 308 or something like that.
Yeah, no.
OJ, welcome.
He
Levi,
was really
welcome.
making a statement here.
Okay, so Levi, 49 out of 49 points. What can you tell us?
Thank you. Pardon?
I said you got 49 out of 49 tonight. What can you tell us?
I've never put in so much effort for a set of races. I was grinding it over the evenings, and yeah, the M3 was quite tricky, but we managed to make it work. And yeah, it was really nerve-wracking waiting for the rain that didn't come for the last race, and even the second race, it was quite nerve-wracking.
No, great. RBS on the provisional, you getting second with 27 points, it looks like.
Just that's unbelievable. I didn't expect that.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, you got
congratulations to you, Dave, for winning the championship.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, he's starting to rack up those stars, so you're going to have to work a bit harder, RBS.
Well, I'm coming for him.
I don't think he's in the chat, but it looks like VSR Richard, even with that spin at the end, they just scraped in for third on 23 points. Ghost Killer 20, OJ 19, Brunavane 18, Sam 17, Mr. DNG 16, SMP 15, Yasteel 10, and then Manny 7, Steve 6, GTSA 5, Junelli 5, and Hollywood 1. So podium would be Levi, RBS, and Richard. Shout out to you guys.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, what would you guys like on the next season?
Ooh,
Ah.
tough one.
Rain.
No.
Manufacturing season. I enjoyed it,
Yeah,
man.
no, but I think the rain, it's only guaranteed on like R07 or R08. I was also expecting to see rain towards the latter stages of the race, but nothing happened. And just watching live stream, it was like I even heard him, "Where's the rain? Where's the rain?" Michael shaking up the race a little bit more.
Completely. The whole strat was around the rain, trying to avoid getting caught out with the slicks on the wet track. So it was quite a scary thing when we saw that first set of rain coming in and actually didn't wet the track a lot. So yeah.
It just got a little bit slippery at one point, it looked like, but you did the conservative, make sure you didn't spin and then open the gap again when it dried out.
Sure.
Well done.
I was actually saving fuel quite a lot. That was the goal, because I was nervous if the rain was going to come like in an awkward stage where I just pitted again. So I was making sure that it was not going to rain again. Yeah.
That's what I thought you were saving fuel there, because I was seeing I was catching you, so I reckon you were saving fuel. And I thought you were going for a one-stopper.
Serious Sam did a good job at one stage, but coming into one of the Molzon chicanes, I didn't see which one it was.
Yeah, he spun out the first one,
he went onto the dirt in it, and then exiting the dirty tyres sent him into a bit of a donut, and he lost 20 plus seconds. Same Mr. DNG, another great performance from the guy I've raced with in pool 2 and 3, ZA Flash.
He's doing amazing.
Yeah, the Sam guys seem to like the high downforce cars, so I think we'll have to throw in a few more of those for them.
Formula One's team.
Yeah, they all come from F1, so once we give them the SF like last week, he won the last chance qualifier against some fast guys like Sam, and then tonight he was third in the Red Bulls. So shout out to the Sam guys, shout out to you guys. I think Rav, who are you giving?
GTS is also here.
OJ, you're still here. Sorry, man.
Yeah, he had a solid race as well. Yeah, no, and OJ did keep it consistent as well, and just up until the end there were tiny mistakes.
Yeah, and fifth overall.
Pressure from being followed.
I just want to say thank you for hosting the season. It was a lot more tricky than the traditional format where it's just 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Because the Ferrari was quite tricky in some situations, but it was a great challenge.
Yeah, you missed out because you only did manufacturers. I think some of my favorite ever races were in the Nations. We had the E46 M3 in the first round, and the last round was your favorite car, the Red Bull Junior.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, in the wet at Tokyo. So we had some very interesting left field combos there, and then the manufacturers for the guys that don't like the left field combinations I throw up. So yeah, we'll keep trying to surprise you guys. Thanks for joining, and Rav, any thoughts there? we'll give you the final word.
Just excellent racing by all of you. Levitius kept it consistently fast through the entire season with the Ferrari, which is usually not a top pick, but yeah, Lev just showed his prowess with the Ferrari, and especially on the Nürburgring, where I would have assumed the Porsches would be the dominating. RBS also showing the dominance with the Group Threes. You know, you guys do the daily races so often where we see you guys. So yeah, that
Yeah.
it shows how much of a difference and how much of consistency you can get by just doing your daily races.
Great. Well, thanks, guys. We'll chat to you all soon. I'm going to end the stream now.
Awesome.
Keep
Thank you,
on-
guys. Ciao,
keep-
ciao.
Thanks.
Keep eye on the Discord, and we'll
Thank you,
have
guys.
end of year fun season coming soon, and possibly another challenge between us and LNR. But we'll sort that out in the next week or two. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.